Hello again, and welcome to another episode of Brenda's Musings. So today I want to talk about relationships. I was down by the ocean earlier, and I was listening to the surf pound against the shore, and I had this for the last couple of days. I've had this sort of tune slash lyrics playing around in my head, and I just sat there in the silence. Well, in my own silence. And tried to empty my brain. And as I did so, things started to download for me, which was great. But it was too much for one song. So I've got bits and pieces of a number of different songs, all dealing with relationships. And I found that as I was writing, well, two things. I was getting in my own way because I was, putting my own. This is going to sound weird if you don't write music, but I was putting my own thoughts, emotions, experiences into the song, which is a good thing. But I was confusing like different relationships. And relationships at the best of times can be messy. Relationships as they're winding down, morphing, disintegrating, it can be really messy. So I looked at the lyrics that I had and I decided, okay, this is really like 3 different songs about about different types of relationships and where they are in their journey. And then I started thinking about, the people who would have these sorts of relationships and, how they might be feeling as they go through these different stages. And, I sort of started, was thinking about my own relationships, that I've had throughout the years. And trying to think back, how did I feel when, this happened? Like, say, when I got dumped, when I dumped somebody, when I, and all of the different feelings that come with all of that. And then, what about the relationships that just build into something beautiful and, don't have an end? They just sort of keep going on their own accord. And then I started thinking about, the universe and how it sort of puts people in front of you at different points in time for different reasons. And, we may never know what the reason is, or we might know the reason in hindsight. And you might guess the reason as you're, going through the relationship, or you're meeting that person, or you're with that person, or, whatever it is. But it's only a guess. So, yeah, all of these thoughts were sort of going through my mind as I was, trying to open it up and just let everything download into me in some semblance of order. But it was chaos. And it's still a lot of chaos. But I do think that I'll have a couple of good songs come out of it when it's all said and done. So when you think about your relationships, ones that you've had over the years, ones that you're currently still in, do you look back on them with, or do you look upon them with, gratitude? Do you look upon, like, even the ones that like failed miserably? Do you still maybe harbor resentment or hurt or, whatever, depending on what, one of the relationships perhaps? Do you wish you had handled things differently at the time that maybe either helped, cause the relationship not to go any further or was perhaps one of the reasons why it ended. So many things about relationships, right? So yeah. Yeah. So that's my musing. I don't really have I just have a lot of questions and a lot of processing to go through. Have a great one, everyone.